Have you ever felt a wave of dread wash over you the moment someone says, "Hey, can I swing by your place?" If so, you're not alone. And if you're the one who loves having people over, you might be totally baffled by this. Today, we're diving deep into the psychology of people who really, truly hate having guests. It's not about being rude or antisocial. It's a fascinating look into personality, boundaries, and our deep-seated need for a personal sanctuary. So, why does the thought of visitors send some people into a full-blown panic? It often comes down to one core concept: space. For many, home isn't just a place to sleep and eat. It's a sacred sanctuary, a private world they've carefully curated to feel safe, comfortable, and completely themselves. When a guest enters, it's like someone walking into their mind. Every misplaced cushion, every unwashed dish suddenly feels like a personal failure on display. This isn't just about tidiness, it's about control. Your home is the one place on earth where you set the rules. Guests, with their own habits and energies, can disrupt that carefully balanced ecosystem, creating a sense of being invaded or losing control over your own environment. This feeling is often amplified by certain personality traits. If you're an introvert, you probably recharge your social battery by being alone. Hosting is the ultimate battery drainer. It's not just the conversation, it's the constant on mode you have to be in. You're the tour guide, the entertainer, the chef, the cleaner. It's a performance. After a long day of interacting with the world, the last thing an introvert wants is to continue that performance in the one place they resuppose to be able to let their guard down. The home is their recharge station, and having guests feels like trying to charge your phone while still using it for a video call. It just doesn't work. Then there are the perfectionists and the highly sensitive people. For a perfectionist, the pressure to be the perfect host is immense. The house has to be immaculate, the food has to be gourmet, the conversation has to be sparkling. Anything less feels like a personal failing. This can turn what should be a pleasant social gathering into a high-stakes, anxiety-inducing event. It's easier to just say no than to face the possibility of not meeting those impossibly high standards. Highly sensitive people, or HSPs, experience the world on a different frequency. They are more attuned to subtleties in their environment than noise level, the lighting, the emotional energy of others. Having guests can be a sensory overload. The extra chatter, the different smells, the sheer presence of another person's energy in their space can be overwhelming and exhausting. For an HSP, their home is a carefully controlled sensory environment, and guests can unintentionally throw it all into chaos. So, what does this aversion to hosting say about a person's mindset and boundaries? It often points to a strong need for personal boundaries. People who dislike having guests are typically very clear on where their personal space begins and ends. They aren't necessarily closed off. They just have a different way of managing their social energy and personal territory. Their home is their boundary. Inviting someone in is a significant act of trust and vulnerability, one they don't take lightly. It's not a reflection of how much they like you. It's a reflection of how much they value their private sanctuary. Think of it like this. Some people have an open door policy for their hearts and homes. Others have a by appointment only policy. Neither is right or wrong. They are just different operating systems. The by appointment person might prefer to meet you at a neutral location, like a coffee shop or a park. In that setting, they can give you their full, undivided attention without the background stress of managing their personal space. They can be a fantastic friend, colleague, or partner, but their social comfort zone simply doesn't extend to their living room. How can we understand this personality type without judgment? The key is to reframe our perspective. Instead of seeing it as rejection, see it as a form of self-care. When someone says they'd rather not have you over, they are protecting their mental and emotional well-being. They are honoring their own needs. And that's a healthy thing to do. Pressuring them or taking it personally only creates a rift. The best response is to accept it gracefully and suggest an alternative. No problem at all. How about we grab a bite at that new place downtown instead? This understanding also helps if you're the one who hates hosting. It's okay to own it. You don't need to make up elaborate excuses. A simple, "I'm much more relaxed when I'm out and about. My home is really just my quiet zone" is perfectly fine. It's honest and sets a clear boundary. You can be a deeply caring and social person who just happens to prefer socializing outside of your own four walls. It doesn't make you a bad friend or a hermit. It just makes you human with your own unique needs and preferences. Let's also touch on past experiences. For some, a negative experience with a past guest, someone who was messy, disrespectful, or overstayed their welcome, can create a lasting aversion. It's a form of learned behavior. The brain says, "Last time this happened, it was stressful. Let's avoid that situation." This is a protective mechanism. The home is supposed to be a place of safety, and if that safety has been compromised before, the instinct to guard it fiercely becomes much stronger. Moreover, in our hyper-connected world, the pressure to have an Instagram-worthy home is real. People see curated, perfect homes online and feel like their own space doesn't measure up. The fear of being judged for not having the right furniture, the right decor, or the right level of cleanliness can be a huge deterrent. It adds another layer of performance pressure to hosting. It's easier to keep the door closed than to open it up to potential judgment, whether real or perceived. Ultimately, understanding the psychology of someone who dislikes having guests is an exercise in empathy. It's about recognizing that everyone's comfort levels and social needs are different. A person's home is their castle, and for some, that means keeping the drawbridge up. It's their fortress of solitude, their private retreat from a noisy and demanding world, and respecting that is one of the greatest signs of a true friendship. So, the next time a friend politely declines your offer to come over, don't take it to heart. Instead, appreciate their honesty and their commitment to their own well-being. And if you're the one who tenses up at the doorbell, know that it's okay. Your home is your space, and you get to decide who enters. Protect your peace, honor your boundaries, and find the ways to connect with others that feel good and right for you. It's all about finding that balance that works for your unique personality. Thanks so much for watching. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts, or a homebody. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more insights into how our minds work. See you in the next one. Ever invited yourself over to a friend's place only to get a super awkward, hesitant maybe another time? Or maybe you're the one who tenses up the second someone asks, "Can I stop by?" If so, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving deep into the psychology of people who genuinely hate having guests over. It's not about being rude or antisocial, it's way more complex than that. We'll explore why some people feel immense stress when others enter their personal space, how personality traits play a huge role in this, and what it all reveals about boundaries, mindset, and social comfort. By the end of this video, you'll have a much clearer, non-judgmental understanding of this very common, yet often misunderstood, behavior. So let's start with the most obvious question. Why does the idea of a simple visit fill some people with dread? The core of it often boils down to one word: control. Our home is our sanctuary, the one place in the world where we have complete control over our environment. We decide what's on the TV, how clean the floors are, and where the remote control lives. When a guest comes over, that control is temporarily surrendered. Suddenly, we have to consider someone else's comfort, their needs, their potential judgments. It's no longer just our space. It becomes a shared space, and for some, that shift feels like a genuine invasion. This feeling is often amplified for introverts. Now, being an introvert doesn't automatically mean you hate guests. But introverts recharge their social batteries by being alone. Hosting, by its very nature, is a highly stimulating activity. You have to make conversation, anticipate needs, and be on the entire time. For an introvert, this can drain their energy reserves faster than a phone running 10 apps at once. After a few hours of hosting, they might feel completely depleted, needing days to recover. It's not that they don't like their friends. It's just that the cost of social energy is just too high when it happens on their home turf. Their home is their charging station, and having guests is like trying to charge your phone while someone else is using it to watch videos. It just doesn't work. Then there's the perfectionism factor. For many people, the stress isn't about the social interaction itself, but the immense pressure to present a perfect home. This is often tied to a fear of judgment. They worry their guests will notice the dust on the bookshelf, the stack of mail on the counter, or the slightly less than sparkling bathroom. In their minds, their home is a direct reflection of their life, and any imperfection feels like a personal failure. This can trigger a frantic cleaning and organizing spree that's so exhausting, the idea of actually enjoying the visit gets lost in the process. The anxiety leading up to the visit becomes so overwhelming that it is easier to just say no from the start. They aren't rejecting the person, they're rejecting the perceived judgment that comes with them.